You want me to go
Sure.
first? I think the role of the average citizen starts with events like this, and we've been trying to hold town hall meetings all across the state. It starts by paying attention to what's happening to our courts, understanding the importance. I would hope that all of you would be alarmed, just from the standpoint of what it does to a healthy democracy to have a court system that is now under suspicion and has lost a tremendous amount of public faith and trust and confidence. I would hope that that alone would alarm people. But then the other thing that you need to look at is the tangible impact that this is now having on the way cases are ruled on. And I'm going to mention sometime later in our discussion a particular case that, in the short version of this, is that what it ended up doing is costing us all about $300 million. And I'll go into detail later about this case. But that's $300 million that's not going to be available for higher education. It's not going to be available for programs at UWL. It's not going to be available for health care. Or it's going to have to come out of our pockets because the people who went into court after spending several $million to get a friendly judge elected to the court won't have to pay that $300 million anymore. So this does have a direct impact on your pocketbook and on your parents' pocketbooks. And so part of it is learning about these effects, learning about what's happened to our court, and then coming together in places like this to talk about it and to brainstorm about how we solve this. The next step, of course, is to be in touch with legislators and make sure that they know that we want this issue addressed and that we want this problem solved. And then the final thing I would say is to go back to what Cesar Chavez once said when a college student came up to him and said, this is the legendary farm worker organizer who brought together masses of farm workers to fight for their rights. And a college student once asked Chavez, how do you organize? And Chavez said, you talk to one person, then another, and then another. And the kid said, no. But how do you organize? How did you do that? How did you bring together the masses that you did? And Chavez said, you talk to one person, then another, and then another. And that's something that we need all of you to do, is to talk to a friend or a neighbor or a fellow student or somebody you don't even know and do something that we were all taught never to do in polite company. We're all taught not to talk about religion or politics, but we got to talk about politics. And we got to talk about what's happened to our democracy, what's happening to lawmaking, but then also what's happening to the way laws are interpreted and enforced. Because you can all fight for a just law, and interest groups that don't like that law are now just figuring they just got to buy a few members of the Supreme Court and they can just overturn your law.